Hola formuleros, un gran abrazo por parte de todo el equipo, como siempre acompañándonos. Y este episodio especial, antes que dé comienzo a la pretemporada y a la carrera de que inicia el Campeonato Mundial de Fórmula 1 en Bahrein, tenemos un programa dedicado a un piloto muy especial, como ustedes vieron, Valtteri Bottas, un piloto ganador, rápido, compañero de Hamilton, de Pastor Maldonado, de Felipe Massa y bueno, ahora de Wang Yusu. Así que un piloto que, como siempre, se entrega cuando lo entrevistamos, muy simpático, que ha ido cambiando un poco, ¿no? Su forma de ser, pese a ser finlandés, creo que es más latino que finlandés. Así que junto a Giselle y a Diego Mejía vamos a estar con Valtteri Bottas. Cris González Rouco se tomó unos días, dijo, bueno, hagan ustedes la entrevista con Valtteri Bottas, yo voy a aparecer cuando ya la Fórmula 1 esté arrancando, así que bueno, sin más introducción, hola Gis, hola Diego, un placer, ¿no? Tenerlo a Valtteri Bottas porque siempre, por más que tiene ese tono muy calmo, te entrega títulos, se abre y es muy cordial.
Teníamos, bueno, me da gusto saludarlo, pero teníamos mucho la idea del piloto finlandés con referencia a Kimi Raikkonen, ¿no? Y Valtteri llegó a como cambiarnos ese chip porque es muy abierto en lo que cuenta, es muy frontal, dice las cosas tal cual son, como las siente, y además, obviamente, el goce de tener en Fórmula Latina a un piloto ganador, lleva 10 victorias en la máxima categoría. Entonces, siempre es bueno escuchar de un hombre que ha estado en equipos importantes con un feedback muy bueno de lo que es Fórmula 1 y también ha tenido que pasar por momentos en los que no solamente ha sido estar en podios y victorias, ¿no?
Sí, ¿qué tal, chicos? Nacido en Astola, en Finlandia, el 23 de agosto de 1989, 33 años tiene ya Valtteri Bottas,
Chavito, chavito,
muy
chavito.
hombre de café, del ciclismo y de muchas otras cosas que comparte muchas pasiones con su pareja, con la ciclista profesional Tiffany Cromwell. Y bueno, va a ser un gusto poder compartir con ustedes este diálogo que hemos tenido en el que no solamente hemos hablado de Fórmula 1, porque sabemos que seguramente algunos de ustedes quieren conocer un poco más de ese Valtteri y la persona, de esas otras cosas que rodean su participación como uno de los mejores pilotos de la parrilla de la Fórmula 1, con esas 10 victorias y 20 poles que ha conseguido, cifras que no son para nada despreciables en su carrera.
Por supuesto, la entrevista es en inglés, entonces los que estén escuchándonos en audio y necesiten esos subtítulos pueden irse a YouTube para que ahí puedan entender todo lo que se habla con Walter, ¿no? ¿Vamos, Juan, o qué?
Sí, comienza Giselle con Valtteri y a no perdérselo porque realmente es muy interesante.
So, hi, Valtteri, how are you? Welcome to Fórmula Latina.
Thank you for having me at Fórmula Latina.
Oh,
I'm good,
you've been practicing your Spanish?
if I'm honest, no, not really. I just tried to copy what you said.
Perfect. That's great. That's great. You're about to start your 11th season in Formula One, second with Alfa Romeo. Have you changed your approach towards racing?
I think over my years in Formula One, for sure, you learn a lot. What is the right approach? What works for you? But some things never change. That I always try to prepare the best I can. Try to be as prepared as I can with the team and myself. But then I think as the years go by, you learn sometimes not to stress that much about certain things. And I think just with a bit more routine, everything goes not automatically, but like the preparation becomes a routine definitely. And it's still always really exciting, especially with a new car and everything. But I would say less stressful in a way than maybe in the past.
Valtteri, 11 years, 11 seasons first. I remember you when you debut there in Williams with Pastor and always bothering you. But now, a fresh start. You're changing your looks a lot. I like it. The Australian look is very good. Yeah, fantastic. And also a fresh start for the car. No, a very nice car. I mean, at least the livery is very good. I think it's one of the best ones I don't know what do you think? And then it's going to be a great year, maybe, no? Because all the restructure in the team and all this new season for you gives you a lot of hope, I think.
We are all really looking forward to this year, and everything seems to be well in place and on time, even though we did have some changes in the management. But what makes me happy is that I feel that everything is well organized and things are running smoothly. We've only done the shakedown so far with a new car, which was successful. And by successful, I mean the car worked and there was no issue, and it actually felt nice. So and I could feel improvements compared to last year. So and the car is beautiful, like you said, it looks cool.
Like you.
Thank you. Always so polite.
It's
Yeah, but yeah, so everything is set, and I really look forward to hopefully a successful year.
it looks, Valtteri, like you're very much enjoying this new cycle with Alfa Romeo, that you're very much enjoying your life, basically. I mean, your new looks, I mean, everything looks like you're a very happy man in a very happy place at the moment. You feel it like that? How is Valtteri Bottas not only the driver, but the man right now?
Things are good. Things are good. I think everything is in good balance, you know, with Formula One. I have, you know, not like super long term, but for me, long term commitment with a team, and everything is stable. I'm enjoying the work with this team, and obviously, the better the results, the more I will enjoy. That's always the nature of the sport. But then outside Formula One, things are in place as well, and I have other things in life than Formula One, which I believe is really important in any sport or any business you do or whatever. You need other things in life that makes you happy as well, just to mix it up and make sure you stay mentally fresh. So yeah, enjoying everything about Formula One and outside Formula
One. What were your thoughts when you saw the first time the C43, and if there was something that surprised you the most about the car?
First thought was that I was actually like, wow, it's quite different. You can physically see, you know, not just the paint, but immediately the shape of the car, you know, the side pods, the way the cooling of the car has been structured is quite different. And especially the back end of the car is very different to last year. So that was quite interesting to see. And obviously I know the reasons behind the decisions, and I believe we've for now taken the right choice with the design. So yeah, really happy that it's not all the same, because if you want to improve, yeah, sometimes you need to change things, and I'm glad that we took another path in a way on the design.
Valtteri, obviously, with all the changes on the rules last year, was the first year with all these new rules. Now the second year, obviously, every single team is going to learn from the mistakes, or not mistakes, but they're going to approach it differently. And last year was a good start of the season, maybe in some points ups and downs, with a new teammate, with a rookie that surprised everybody, because in Bahrain he managed to get points over there. How is that relationship with Joe? And because it's a very different culture, no? Chinese and Finnish, and how he integrate to the team, and how it's working with you as experienced driver.
As you mentioned, I think it's going to be extremely close year this year, with for sure, you know, regulations not changing too much, and I only would imagine at least the midfield getting even closer, and also the budget cap will start to work more and more year by year, you know, as there is restrictions for the wind tunnel testing, all these things. So expecting a tight year, and that's when the teamwork becomes really a key. And last year, immediately from the first time I met Joe, things have been really smooth. He's really smart kid and really motivated to do well. And what was impressive last year was his progress, I would say, like from the beginning of the year to the end. He became faster and faster. He became more and more confident on the setting up the car and his feedback. And Finland and China might be different cultures, but actually he's got really actually quite similar sense of humor in a way. We can do some good jokes, and there's no friction, in the team. We can really work together, share all the information, and things are really stable on the driver pairing side as well, not just the team overall.
With your experience now, 11 seasons with this one, the speed you have, obviously, all the experience being with Mercedes, you're very much a team leader at Alfa Romeo right now. How are you taking on that role? How have you changed your approach, knowing that you are the experienced guy calling the shots in some way, and seeing what the team did last year and 6th place in the Constructors' Championship, and how much higher can you aim in 2023?
I think this, the role I kind of have in the team and how I feel, it's for me, I'm really happy about it, and it's really comes naturally, especially when your teammate is so young. So there needs to be somebody kind of trying to lead the way on certain things. So that I really enjoy. I'm definitely more than ready for a big role, and it's not always just driving the car. Sometimes it is trying to lift up people and motivate people and make sure that we can work well together. And I think, like example, this year, it means that I will be actually quite a lot more at the factory than I would maybe in the past years. So I really want to be present as often as I can. Meet all the people at the factory in certain departments and things like this. So really trying to be part of the team as much as I can, because I want us to do well in the future. So it's been really, really interesting.
And how much higher can you aim this year?
Needs to be better than last year, so at least top 5 in the constructors. I think that is a good target for us as a team, which everybody seems to agree, and it is possible. And that would already come probably if we have at least similar performance of the car than last year, but a bit more consistency and less issues. That is definitely possible. So that's the minimum target, but we need to see after the first 2 races how we go.
Valtteri, you mentioned that it's important to be mentally okay. And what you mentioned now about this role that you're getting with the team. And people sometimes see drivers as heroes, but often drivers struggle a lot with pressure and many things going on in their mind. How has been this for you?
It's been my whole career so far has been ups and downs. I think people should remember that we are also normal humans, and Formula One can be extremely high pressure environment, and at some point it will get to you at some point of your career, and that's same for everybody. And then you learn from all the ups and downs quite a lot. So definitely I'm much more comfortable with everything related to Formula One nowadays than I was maybe 10 years ago. So it's always a learning curve, and mentally it's demanding sport on and off the track, and that's why I'm sure that I'm not the only one who's sometimes been through deeper phases mentally, and then good ones again. So but the main thing is to learn from that, and like in any sport or business, it's so important to seek for help and guidance as well from professionals. If you feel like you want to, example, use psychologist, if you're thinking about it, then it means for sure you need to try. So that's my advice.
Good. Valtteri, I remember your first podium, and we start joking about the smell of champagne. Remember, you say, I like it, and the next one, oh, you still another podium in Williams. And then obviously came with Mercedes, with wins, poles, fighting with Lewis, one of the best drivers of the sport. You learn from him, but from different reasons, you quit. You don't quit, but you change teams, and you sacrifice maybe the wins, the poles. I don't know if the right word, sacrifice, but you don't have now the wins and poles for now. Obviously, your aim is to get that back again. how much you miss that getting into the car knowing that you can do the pole or win a race, and now, because it's different, the satisfaction, but also your feeling, as you mentioned, is different inside the team and your role in the team. It's like a balance.
Yeah, it's a fact that of course you miss, that kind of feeling that when you jump in the car that yes, I could be on pole or I could win this race, and there's a high chance for it. So as a driver, of course you miss it, but I'm completely fine with it, and I completely accept the situation. I had my 5 years that I had that feeling every time, and now it's just like, yeah, time for something different. And I gave it a shot in the past. I tried everything I could, so for that I can be happy. And yeah, now I accept the fact that this is where we are now as a team, and yeah, definitely the satisfaction and the rewarding feeling comes from different things. But of course, every now and then you miss the winning feeling, but that is still what keeps me going. That is still what motivates me to do my training sessions for the season, to work with the team, because there's always a goal, always a dream, and if you're a driver, it's always going to be winning. So we'll keep working hard for that. But the beautiful thing in Formula One, you never know what kind of crazy races happen, and you might have a chance.
Valtteri, you spoke earlier about the other things around racing that fill your life. One of them, I guess, is coffee, and a lot of it. You're a coffee specialist, so I have a quick fire here for people to know a little bit about you and coffee and what your suggestions and recommendations would be. So
okay.
Very, very short answer. So
yeah.
First one, Arabica or Robusta?
Arabica.
Light, medium, or dark roast?
Medium.
How's Kahiwa Coffee Roasters doing?
Great.
French press or AeroPress?
AeroPress.
Flat white or espresso?
Tough one. Flat white.
Oh,
yeah,
Australian.
good.
Full fat or oat milk or?
Full fat.
Coffee right before or after breakfast?
Both.
Okay, a quick fire for another subject later, but Gisela has a question.
Okay, cool.
Well, now I have two questions, because talking about the coffee, does it really help, like the caffeine, in terms of how do you manage it with, like the part of being an athlete and the caffeine? Does it has like relation on it, or how do you manage the caffeine boost with your performance?
I think my tolerance is pretty big, so the boost year by year is less. So that means I need more and more. But there's actually a proven like science behind it, that caffeine really can stimulate and help you to focus, to bring more alertness. And even in endurance sports, there's been a marginal gain found with caffeine versus without any caffeine. So it can aid your performance slightly. And we're obviously talking about marginal gains in the sport, so I try to take any benefit I can. But there's a fine line on how much you have coffee, and you need to know your limits. It also depends what you've been eating. Like, example, if you've had a nice breakfast, you have a shot of coffee, versus if you didn't have a breakfast and you have a shot of coffee, it affects you differently. So you need to learn all things, what is the optimal amount, strength of coffee, and timing also.
And now going back to racing, pre-season tests are about around the corner. Do you already get used to only having 3 days of testing, or not? And it's possible to have everything tested in 3 days, or?
If everything works and there's no issues, yes, it's possible. And nowadays, obviously, with the simulators and everything, we can already work a bit on the setup before going to the test, with all the latest models and estimations of the new car. And because we did the shakedown as well and the filming day in Barcelona, so we got a little bit of information. So with the tools nowadays, yes, you can be prepared in 3 days. But for sure, if there was more days, everyone would take it because you get more and more comfortable with the car. That's the only issue is if you have reliability or technical issues, then you might be a bit compromised, at least for the first race.
Valtteri, the last one for me, because I know you have to do a lot of things, but everybody, I think all of us, are very happy with your social media, no? Because you change a lot, and I like it when you went being in Buenos Aires and did all that clips. Obviously, I don't know if who did it, but you improve a lot in that side. Not improve, but you change a lot, and the people loves every single thing you put. It's get very viral. How was that approach? No, because it's something that you put in. It was your idea. I don't know how do you manage to change that, because it's very good to show a different Valtteri in the social media.
Yeah, so social media for me it's a fun thing, and good thing. I don't think I could have done similar kind of posts, let's say 5 years ago. I think I've changed in a way that I'm more happy to not take myself too seriously, so I can also like laugh at myself and do fun with that. So I think that's a more relaxed approach, and I think people like that because I think some things in life you shouldn't take too seriously. So I share stuff that I feel like to me is funny, and it's nice that people seem to enjoy that. And yeah, the main thing is not to take things too seriously, and I guess I'm a bit more relaxed on the social media side nowadays, and I think then people can relate more versus if everything is like so systematic and you have certain posts and really buy the book, it's not so much. So it's I go a lot with the instinct. So whenever I find cool idea or something fun, then I do it, and normally those are the most successful things.
A quick suggestion: next time you go to Buenos Aires, make sure you visit Juan's coffee place. It's called Blue. Very nice. So
good to know.
Next time.
Specialty coffee.
And
you're gonna have a
my final fire, it's about to do with something you spend a lot of hours in, which is cycling. Quick fire then. So, yep. King of the mountains or sprinter?
Sprinter.
Caposquadra or domestique?
Domestic.
Road or gravel?
Gravel.
If it's a road bike, lightweight or air bike?
Ooh. Tough choice. Air bike.
FTP or VO2 max?
Both hurt, but I take FTP.
Any numbers you can share?
At the moment, between 340 and 350. FTP.
Wow. Morning or afternoon ride?
Morning.
Your longest ride?
203 kilometers.
Wow. And your cycling dream?
Cycling dream.
Maybe a race?
Beating somebody?
Or maybe see Tiffany win a race? Specific one?
The cycling dream, I would say that's probably the best. I would like to see Tiffany to win a World Tour race again.
Oh, she's doing well in the UAE with the team right now.
Yeah, it was good. Pretty strong.
Well,
we have to say that Diego is a big cycling fan, and he also do a lot of cycling, so you can share a lot of that.
I'm Colombian, so I like coffee and cycling.
Yeah. Valtteri, before you go, if you can share with us, because we have a special section in the podcast about anecdotes. So if you can share an anecdote with us that maybe no one knows, or something funny that has happened to you anytime in your career that you would like to share with our Latin fans?
I think I've shared lots of my life already over the years, so I don't know. I don't know what it could be. Oh, well, maybe one fun thing. Once when I was in jet lag, it was actually Chinese Grand Prix. I went to a cafe and I ordered 5 espressos, and I chucked them all down.
Oh my God! And how was your heart after that?
And I was shaking. Then I was shaking. So 5 in one go is too much. That's what I learned.
Okay.
During a day? How much?
During the
More or
day,
less.
actually nowadays average I would say is between 5 and 6 shots that I
Come on, yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. But
Well,
I stopped drinking coffee after 4 p.m. because I've seen that actually otherwise it affects my sleep. So
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Valtteri.
Thank
You
you,
were
Valtteri.
very kind.
Yeah,
you.
muchas
Like always.
gracias.
muchas
See you,
gracias.
see you soon.
Best
Bye
of
bye.
luck for the season.
Thanks.
Thank
Yeah, all
you.
the best. Thank you.
Y bueno, como le prometimos, realmente fue una entrevista muy amena. Me gustó mucho las preguntas de Diego. Hay una parte del ciclismo, Diego, que no entendí mucho.
Que
Algunas...
nos tendrán que explicar.
Sí. Pero bueno, Valtteri le gustó mucho las preguntas y realmente sorprendió, ¿no? Con todo lo que sabe, tanto de café como de ciclismo, sus pasiones. Así que lo disfrutamos, pero bueno, ya arranca la Fórmula 1. Estemos atentos porque comienza Grid Rival. Vamos a ver cómo se posiciona nuestro equipo, cada uno individualmente, y todos los que siguen a Fórmula Latina, porque recuerden, va a haber premios importantes a los ganadores a fin de año, así que comienza una nueva temporada de Grid Rival y lo más importante, una nueva temporada de la Fórmula 1.
Así está, aquí
Sí.
está el QR code por si quieren escanear con su teléfono e irse directo a la app, o si no, el link en la descripción, ahí está para que den clic y se unan a nuestro fantasy y jueguen contra nosotros.
Sí, solo
Diego,
para
¿qué
explicarte, Juan.
Esos
No, sí,
3:42, 5:20.
son unas medidas que tienen, bueno, los atletas y se hacen unas pruebas al inicio del año por lo general para ver cuál es su estado de forma antes de arrancar la temporada. Y lo que dice Valtteri, bueno, obviamente son indicadores de un atleta profesional y brutales. Es que él también durante la presentación de Alfa dijo que estaba en el mejor momento de forma física de su vida. Y no solo de su carrera, o sea, de su vida en general, gracias a todo lo que está haciendo. Bueno, se está entrenando con una ciclista profesional casi todos los días, que es su mujer Tiffany Cromwell, ¿no? Pero lo que él hace en este momento, le permite dar la talla luego cuando se inscribe en algunas de estas competiciones, que nos decía que le gusta más el gravel, que es esta nueva forma del ciclismo que usa bicicletas que parecen de carretera, pero son como un híbrido entre la carretera y las bicicletas de montaña, que ha tomado mucha fuerza y es algo que a él le ha gustado. Y de hecho el año pasado hizo algunas carreras de esto y le fue bastante bien, acabó en su categoría dentro del podio y todo. Entonces cada vez está en mejor forma, pasan los años y como los buenos vinos, que es otra de las cosas que le gusta a Valtteri Bottas, cada vez mejor el finlandés.
Y es que es también muy importante la parte que está viviendo a nivel profesional y personal, ¿no? Como lo mencioné en la entrevista, su rol en el equipo es muy distinto, sabe a lo que va, también se siente seguro en ese asiento. Entonces, obviamente, esto le permite liberar tensión y poder trabajar en lo que más le gusta fuera de pista y no solamente estar enfocado en me tiene que ir bien, tengo que hacerlo perfecto, tengo que ganar, tengo que vencer a Luis, ¿no? Ya su mente está en otro nivel y obviamente pues su vida personal se vuelve, como lo vemos y como lo decía Juan en la entrevista, como en sus redes sociales, ¿no? Mucho más libre, mucho más abierto y puede disfrutar ya lo que está viviendo.
Tan
Sí,
abierto
por eso.
bueno, ya nos está acostumbrando a sus desnudos, ¿no? Uno que le regaló a Hamilton, ¿no?
Yo no me acostumbraría a eso, pero sí.
No estaba tan mal, ¿eh? No estaba tan mal.
Bueno, chicos,
Pero bueno,
ha sido un placer haberlo escuchado. Ojalá que tengamos más invitados esta temporada como Valtteri y que ustedes también lo hayan disfrutado.
y bueno, y la próxima semana ya vamos a tener muchísima información de la Fórmula 1 desde Bahrein, así que saludos a todos los formuleros y arranca la temporada, ¿eh? Y a sumarse cada vez más porque somos una gran comunidad. Gracias, chao, chao.
Adelantamiento de la carrera, porque combinó